Hello, this is Inquisitive Tarot Sheilah, and I've been trying to make this recording for the last month, and I'm still failing miserably. My camera cut out on me today, and I'm just like, batteries are dying, and cards are not in the right order, and it's just been fun. So, one thing about me, I will tell you exactly what's going on, and I don't hold anything back. So yeah, so the whole purpose of this video is to compare, okay, now I have to move it up, the Visconti Modrone with the Cary Yale Visconti, and both are 15th century tarocchi decks. I've got the Lo Scarabeo museum quality, and I've got the Cary Yale US Games. So, and according to this box, it says that it was created in Milan originally between 1442 and 1447. And I've been through this 100 times with this already for the last month, trying to do this video. So, this might be shorter because I'm tired already. So, okay. So here's the book. I'm going to use the books because they are in different order. And I've gone through it 100 times and have gotten lost with the 3 additional cards that are in them. Faith, Hope, and Charity. Okay. So, is it still in there? No, it's not. Hold on. Okay. What I'm looking for right now, okay, is that card, that little piece of paper. When I bought this deck, this was in here. I'm not really sure why. So I've read this 100 times, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it again. But all right, so here's the back of the Cary Yale. You can tell I'm exhausted with it already. This is not the way I want to put card videos out, but you know. So, and this is the museum quality one. So they have these beautiful boxes with lots of information. Oops. Okay. So I need the books. So I'm just doing this. I'm putting this thing out, and we're going to get this done. Hopefully this time the camera will not go out on me. And I've been trying and trying and trying. And I really want to do this video. All right. So the Cary Yale, I bought this one in a metaphysical store thinking that it was a completely different deck, and only to find out that the Visconti Modrone and the Cary Yale are the same deck. However, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the cards are entirely different, and we're going to go through them, and you're going to see why I really like them. And I think this one is my favorite one because it's got the aged look of the cards, and I think it's showing us what the cards might look like right now. I'm making sure the microphone's on. I've tried this video so many times, people. I'm exhausted. So this is raw, and it's going to be whatever. And you know, hey, just for the heck, let's do it. Clean the energy so I can get through this. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use the books because what I have found in the multiple times that I've tried to do this, that the extra cards which are in place in this deck confuse me when I'm comparing to this deck. So I'm going to keep them nearby so I can explain that to you. All right. So first of all, we have the backs. Now, this is the Modrone Lo Scarabeo. This is the US Games. Already, we've got different sizes here. This background is a little bit more ornate. It's definitely probably not the original. And this one probably isn't either, but, you know, hey, we'll take it. Okay, card sizes. I've moved things around. since an hour or two ago. Okay, so that is a normal sized card deck. And there you have that on the Cary Yale. All right. All right, so now for the fun. And it begins with the Fool. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit more. So I just hope it doesn't go out again, because if it does, I'm not doing this. So, all right, let's see if I can get in there. Okay, it doesn't seem to want to go. Okay. All right, let me push these down here a little closer. I hope the lighting is okay. It might be too much. Let me try to lessen it. Okay. All right. So right away, we've got two completely different fools. He's got a dog, and you're going to notice big differences throughout the cards. And this one has got the gold, you know, like these cards. Okay, this is the other Visconti. The other Visconti. So here's the devil card. So see, it's this kind of thing. And this one is more matte, so it doesn't have that, but it has the flavor of what is going on behind. One thing you will notice with these cards, with the Cary Yale, is that the edges on some of the cards are going to look like they're completely gone. The silver is completely grayed out. So we're going to see big differences. Now, one of my questions is whether or not this one is a true depiction of the original deck. And one thing you'll notice here is looks like a nail hole. So these would have been kept up on their walls. Let me go back out a little bit. I think it's a little too close. Let me see. Let me go out. Okay. All right. We're just a little too close for these big cards. Okay. So, and he's got, I mean, the cards are different. He's got the bag here. This guy doesn't have that. He doesn't have the dog. The colors are different. So, you know, they are very different. Okay. And there's going to be glare on this one. I've been trying. Right, the magicians are completely different. This one has an extra person in it. This one's got bigger, you know, the cups and the wands and the sword and he's dressed completely differently. He's got a different green in here. And this child is here. So that's totally different. All right, here's where things change. Okay, I think, all right, I forget who that is. Is that faith, hope, or charity? So let me get the page open. Okay, so this is Charity, who takes the place of the high priestess. Okay, so now in this deck, there's going to be faith, hope, and charity, but it's going to be after the major arcana. These meld them into the major arcana. So just please keep that in mind. All right, so charity, I need to keep this open. All right, yeah, so I was trying to do this earlier. Okay, so they're very different. And this, of course, is, I forget who that guy is underneath there. A king. He's a king at the feet. And there's going to be a lot of that in here, and anchors and people under their feet, looking like kings or Judas or others. Okay, so let's go to the next. So this is our Empress. Whoops. Emperor, get back in there. All right. So these are very similar. And you can see with the silver here and how it's grayed out over here. And these look a lot more beaten up. And you'll see this on the edges of the cards as we go through. I'm sorry, it gets a little messy. All right, so this one is very similar. Then we have the Emperor. And again, you can see where the silver, you know, silver you have to polish. So if you don't polish it, it looks like this. So that's kind of what's going on here. I mean, I don't know as far as cards, but if they used silver, you know, it's going to do this. I would love to see the original cards. But yeah, so this one's very similar. Okay. So here's where we get into the Pope, and we get the Papess. Now this, I believe, is Faith. So she's the Faith card, as you can see in here. And an upper part of a crown king, whoops, wrong finger, appears at the bottom of the card. And there's a small caption in white letters between the king's crown and the bottom of Faith's gown that is illegible. So she's a symbol of religion, and that's why she's in this deck, in this place, in the Cary Yale. Okay. And here's the Lovers, and they're pretty much alike, and you can see back here where things are kind of worn. So this one's pretty true. So I think that's probably original. Here's the Chariot. And in this Chariot, it's very different than our RWS. And you've got 2 white horses. And there's a lady up in here. So, okay. All right, here's Justice. She's pretty much the same, but, I mean, she's got this and this, and pretty much just sitting there. So the clothing is different. Yeah, it's pretty much the same deal. Okay, here's the Hermit. He looks very similar. The colors of his outfit are different. He's still holding the hourglasses, but the eyes are going in different places. So it is a different card. So this is why I was mad when I first heard that it was the Modrone. But then when I opened them up and did what I'm doing right now, it's totally different. So don't be put off if you see this. Okay, so here is the Wheel of Fortune. Here is the Strength card, very much the same. They both have the crown up at the top. You can hardly see it, but it's there, and the silver, as you can see, is wearing. And they try to update it by adding this in there. Okay. The Hangman is completely different. This one has the anchor. He has got money falling from here. And of course, their clothing is slightly different. So, okay. The Death card, which is pretty much the same on both. This one just looks a little bit more aged. I really hope this camera doesn't go out on me. Okay, here is Temperance. Temperance has the wings. This Temperance does not. And if you look, you can also see, let me bring it up here, some intricacies in her gown, which are similar to that. Okay, the Devil card is completely different. I want to say this one's closer. I think this is kind of a newer thing. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but yeah. So here's the differences with those. So they're almost completely different card decks. Again, we've got another king down here. So it brings in some of the things, and here's the crown up in here. Okay. Here's the Star. Okay, so this actually is not the Star per se in this deck. Where is it? Okay. So this is Hope, which is where we may be getting Hope for the Star card. So she she is filling in a spot, or was the spot, I'm not really sure. I do really like these cards, and I have to look more, read more on it. But in here, she's the star card. And again, you've got, I think this is Judas under here. And of course, the anchor again. And there's a fence back here. Okay. Here's the moon card. Well, these are really, they're so big, these cards. I'm going to get this video done. Okay. So here's the moon card. Very different in scale and in color. This one has more color. This is more in gold. Probably in their own restoration, they chose to go this way because they didn't want to go ahead and update this. I don't know. But they're extremely different. Similar look. I just think this was completely redone. Okay, so here's the sun card. And I believe that looks like that. I don't really want to pull this out, but I think it does look like this, if I could find it. Where's the sun card in here? You know what? No, I don't think these are close enough. Forget it. Okay, but these are, again, they're facing in totally different directions. They both have the face as the sun. Both children, only one on a horse, and looks like the world or the neighborhood down there. So very different. All right, so the Judgment card looks very similar. This one has got the grayed out where the silver is, and this one shows you where it would be. So again, they are very similar. Okay, here's the world. And they're showing here on this one how it would be silver, and they're pretty much the same backgrounds. So I would think that this would probably be a depiction, true, of the original. And again, these still show where the nail holes are. So, okay. All right, so before we get into this, this is the Faith, Hope, and Charity. These are those cards that we saw within this deck. So there, and this was the High Priestess, and you can see the King down here. This is Charity. All right, and now we're into the court cards. I'm going to try and put these up. Well, maybe not. I don't know where to put these. It's just the cards are huge. All right. All right, so here are the suits. This is swords. Notice the difference. All right, I think I've got to zoom back in again. Let me see. Zoom back in. All right. All right, so there you go. That's what that looks like. And you can barely see an arm here. So it's, I know it's dark. All right, so here's the Two of Swords. And just note the difference. I'm going to kind of go through them. Four. Okay, they're kind of backwards. Sorry about that. And you can see the ornateness. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just flip these guys around. All right. There. Now it makes it easier. Okay. And you can see where the edges are very worn on this, and I'm not sure if that's how the originals are or not. Of course, on this one, it does not look like that at all. Okay, so these are swords. I'm not going to spend too much time on those. Okay, so now we're into the court cards. Whoops. Well, that was lovely. Okay, hold on. Bloopers. And I'm not cutting it out because I've been trying to make this video for the last month. So what you see is what you get. Okay, so here's the female page of swords. This has different court cards. Female page of swords. Here's the male page of swords. Here's the female knight of swords. Here's the male knight of swords. Wait a minute. Okay, that is the Queen of Swords. And it's so easy to get confused because it's just, there's just so many. There's the King of Swords. And if you look at this, it's like this little kid here has got a helmet on. And he does in here too. But it's just so close that you can't see. All right, here's the Ace of Cups. And you'll notice how, because it's silver, how gray they are. Because they need to be polished. So I'm just going to go through these. We're not going to spend too much time. So look at the difference. Look at the damage. I do believe that these are facsimiles of the original one. They just look like they have to be. So, and over here, this one's almost completely gone. I love that. I don't know why. It makes you look like feel like you're looking at the original cards. So, there you go. See, look at this one, completely gone. All right, here is the female Page of Cups, the male Page of Cups, and they're very similar. They're staying very true. I do think these are the original. Okay, here is the female Knight of Cups. And she's holding a cup, but you can barely see it in there. And she's got a different hat a little bit, but that is her. Here's the male Knight of Cups. Here's the Queen of Cups. She's got two kids here, or two. I'm sorry. I always cough when I'm talking. All right. She's sitting very differently here. Her cup is way up in here. There's two children. I'm not cutting that. I've tried to do this video. Sorry for the coughing. Cups. All right. So there's the King of Cups. Very similar. All right. Here's the Ace of Staves. And again, look at the damage. So I feel like these are very true to the original. Again, there's parts missing. Three of Staves, or Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. Six of Wands. 7. 8. Look at this. You could barely see this. It's incredible. 9. 10. Okay. And we have the female Page of Wands. It looks very much the same. We have the male Page of Wands. Very much the same. The female Knight of Wands. Very much the same. The male Knight of Wands. It's a little bit different. So, I don't know. I feel like this one, the face is very different. I feel like this was recreated. Which I'm not sure why if we have this one. So if that was original. If it's not, if somebody knows more about this than I do, please feel free to leave some comments because I'm very interested in the history of these decks. So if you have information, please let me know. All right, so here is the Queen of Wands. it's very similar. It's very true. Here's the King of Wands. Now he's like in a mirror image here, sort of in an opposite direction. But I think the face in this one is a little more interesting. All right, so here's our Ace of Pentacles. And again, I mean, look at that. It's just nothing. Like, okay, here's 2, 3. I mean, you can really just see how aged it looks. 4, 5, 6. Again with the tearing. And look at the way these look. And this one shows what's on it. 7, 8, 9, whoops, 10. I mean, they're just completely like, I'm sorry, I can't even keep these cards together. 10. Grayed out. They need to be polished or something. All right, so here is the female Page of Pentacles. The male Page of Pentacles, different positions and poses. The female Knight of Pentacles. The male Knight of Pentacles. And he's pretty much the same, but again, I mean, it's harder to see some of the stuff in this one. But yeah, so they're really interesting. Here's the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. All right, so that is the Cary Yale and the Visconti Modrone. So I finally got it done. So, you know, if you'd like to see more videos like this, I do have Sola Busca that I want to look at, and some other cards, and maybe we can explore maybe more in depth what some of these cards are. And maybe someday I'll actually do a reading with them. But anyway, happy Sunday. Again, this is Inquisitive Tarot Sheilah. Please feel free to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Help me get the message out. You know, I'm here. I'm just a community. I'm hoping to, you know, make some friends and have a nice community, and also learn how to be a better tarot reader. I don't do it as a profession. I'm learning to read for other people, and I do appreciate your coming by and visiting when I do a live. So anyway, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.